Welcome back to Psychotronic Coast to Coast, your source for all the terrible movies you somehow wanted to hear about. We speaking of terrible movies you always wanted to hear about, we a few months ago, I don't remember how we stumbled across it, who stumbled over what, I can't remember, but one of us got a hold of the trailer for this movie called Vibrations. I'm gonna hold this up for the live stream audience. This is the DVD. We both have it. It's like $5 on Amazon for a reason. This was the second DVD ever released. This was released after Twister. That's its notable feature, and really nothing else is notable about this movie. It stars Christine Applegate and some guy named James Marshall, who's probably more famous than I can remember. But yeah, there's also is what's his name? David Burke's? I believe it's David Burke's last film.
It says
And yeah,
James Marshall was in A Few Good Men and Gladiator.
he was in Gladiator. Who the
It
fuck
says
was
on the
he in
back.
Gladiator?
I don't know.
I haven't
Man
seen
in,
Gladiator in a
Man
while.
in
I love
Crowd.
that movie, but who the fuck is he in Gladiator?
Probably Man in
Jesus.
Crowd #1.
He's probably some random guy who I should fucking know. He's like the conniving guy who's like his who like is his second in command, but like for some reason he gets like killed, quote unquote, sold into slavery, but he's still the second in command. I don't know. Whoever the James Marshall is, who the fuck James Marshall is, I'm sure he's someone of note. He's not of note around here because we generally don't talk about his movies because they're Hollywood films. But this was released by Dimension in 1996 for some reason. They thought this was a good idea. Uh, I just keep repeating myself. Christina Applegate chose this movie. Cause yeah. Anyway, why don't you take us through this movie? Like, you remember
Yeah,
what happens?
I need to see what he's been in now.
Oh, you're looking him up.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we'll
It's
cut
the
out
right
the.
James Marshall. He's also in Twin Peaks.
Is he the annoying guy in the leather jacket?
Let me just make sure it's the right one. It is.
That's that guy.
He is James Hurley.
Oh, he is Hurley. God, he is the idiot in the leather jacket. Or wait,
And
no, he's the other guy. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Gladiator is not the one we're thinking of. It looks like a boxing movie.
Okay, I just pulled it up so the whole audience can now see his movies on Letterboxd.
Apparently, Growing Pains as well.
Oh, is this the revival series? Yeah, I haven't finished watching that. And I haven't seen Missing Pieces. Gladiator. What is this fucking movie? Cuba Gooding Jr.? Two teenagers trapped in the underworld illegal underground boxing. Okay, I think we gotta see this. One is fighting to save his father's life and use money to pay off gambling debts accumulated by his father. The second is fighting for money to get out of the ghettos. While being exploited by a boxing promoter, two teens become friends. An explosive ending puts the two friends in the ring against each other. Yeah, that sounds... Oh my god, it's Rowdy Harrington. He did Roadhouse. Yeah, we definitely gotta watch this fucking stupid sounding movie.
But what about Soccer Dog, the movie?
Oh god, he's in Soccer Dog? Oh no. Oh my god, a heartwarming comedy about a friendship between the new kid in town and his soccer playing dog. Anyway, we gotta get on the... I'm gonna talk about Vibrations. Let's go to Vibrations. Let's... Jesus Christ. Getting sidetracked.
Alright. So, yeah, you have TJ, who's he's rocking out in the garage, and a cop pulls up, but surprise, the cop's his dad.
Ta-da!
He's in the front news of the newspaper. Him and his band's gonna be the hottest shit around. They're gonna be amazing. They're gonna blow up, millionaires. And then I'm not sure what really happens, but he pisses off some rednecks who proceed to smash the shit out of his car and then crush it with a backhoe, which chops his hands off.
Because, you know, it's so much... It's so funny to, like, maim and nearly murder somebody. It's rednecks. You know.
The best part about that
Movie
is
rednecks.
when they crush the car and the guy starts screaming and they think they kill him, they run away. Like, what were you planning on doing by jabbing a back end of a backhoe into a car.
Yeah, over and over again near him.
Not
Like, oh my god. Like, you were
yeah.
trying to kill him, right? Are you? No? Were you just trying to scare him? Oh, you guys are assholes. You deserve to go to jail for that.
He wakes up in the hospital with some stumps.
And
His
it's
hands
they're
are gone.
comically obviously his hands just wrapped up. Comically obvious. The whole fucking movie. Because, there aren't anybody without hands that they could have cast in the fucking movie. No. No, there's no disabled people in the world. No one's ever had that happen. Because I'll tell you what, any of those people would have acted just as bad as this fucking guy would have. He was so bad in this role.
Eh,
He's really bad.
if you
Anyway,
say so.
continue.
It's all downward spiral from there. He learns how to. They give him hands, like these rubber things that have armatures in it, and they're trying to teach him how to. You gotta bend them and how to pick stuff up.
Half the time they're just rubber gloves over his real hands, just so we're clear.
Yeah.
It looks really bad and fake.
Although in that scene, I think it was the bendable hands.
Yes, because
his
you could tell his arms
were
are longer.
long.
Yeah, yeah. You could tell when they were the extra. They're either extra long or there's these really terrible looking gloves where he's pretending that his hands don't move.
Yep. Oscar worthy.
And he's just like a mopey crybaby the whole time, which I get. Like, I understand, but the way he is doing it is so over the top that you don't feel any kind of like emotion towards it. You're just giggling because it's so bad. Like, if there was actually any pathos or like weight to his acting, I wouldn't have laughed out loud when he started crying. I'm just saying.
But yeah, he finally makes it home. His girlfriend says, "I miss you," and they start kissing. He goes to touch her head, and she freaks out a little bit and then apologizes because obviously he's got a fake cold rubber hand trying to touch her.
She's not used to it yet, Like,
So
it makes sense.
He rips those off and offers to shove his stump up her.
He does. And then we got sidetracked talking about Longines Silver and how, like, it's how I found Vinegar Syndrome, because I bought a random porn from them where a lady fucks people with her stump leg. Yes, you're probably better off watching that movie instead of this one. So it's about 30 minutes shorter.
You brought that up. I didn't say anything.
I know, because it just was relevant to the conversation.
But yeah, she storms out, and then it's downward spiral from there. Drinking, he runs away from home.
Goes homeless for some reason.
Live somewhere near New York because he ends up in New York City.
And he's like drunk and homeless and laying in the middle of the street with other bums in the middle of Times Square. And this is like pre Times Square before it became totally gentrified. So a lot of the theaters and drug shit's been pushed down the street, farther down 42nd Street, right? So it's starting to get cleaned up, but there's still a giant camel billboard on the fucking on like the center. Sorry. So it's not totally cleaned up yet, and the big corporations haven't moved in to clean up just yet. It's still in the middle. They're still getting all the homeless people out.
Yeah, that camel thing was rad. It was like 3D sticking out of the building. I'd stick that on the side of my house, and I don't even smoke.
Oh, I'm sure you can find it in a junkyard somewhere.
So yeah, he's bumming around. He breaks into some warehouse and sleeping under it, and he gets woken up by some crazy music. Because apparently this abandoned-looking building is actually a rave place upstairs.
No. He was in the bottom. There was like the landlord put a metalworking shop in the bottom because she works metal, or like that's like her art.
You're jumping way ahead.
Isn't that where this building is? Isn't that where he was
Still
staying?
talking about his homeless man.
Yeah, and I thought that was in the bottom of the.
He breaks in, sleeps, upstairs rave house.
Yeah, but I thought
yeah,
that basement was in the apartment. I'm sorry.
That's where she lives. We haven't even met her yet.
Okay, I apologize. This movie was very long. It's about 30 minutes too long.
So he wanders upstairs all like hungover, like what's all this fucking racket? People are raving, and that's where she sees him, Christina
Applegate. Oh,
yeah, whatever.
Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead
name.
fame. Anna Mika.
Anna Mika. even though that's not her real name, because they called her something else. And she's like, "That's not my name anymore."
Yeah.
Mika. He's like,
Yeah.
"Whatever." But yeah, she sees him kind of wander around weirdly and says, "Maybe you need some fresh air," and brings him outside. Clearly, she realized it's just a homeless guy wandering around. Somehow got into the club. And that's when she ends up. He's bumming around drinking. It's nighttime now. She's heading home, and some guys decide they're gonna get a little handsy, a little rapey. And he steps in,
It's
and
true.
TJ steps in and goes,
It's super
"Hey,
awkward.
don't do that." And then he's like, "How about I stab you?" Stabs him right through his fake hand.
And they freak out because he's like, "What?"
So she brings him home, offers him food in a tub, which he passes out in because he drank some more.
Yep, and it's like laying in the filthy water because he was homeless for like however long.
So we don't see it, but apparently she drains the tub and throws a blanket on him.
It looked like it's a carpet, but yeah, I think it was supposed to be a blanket, but it looked like a carpet because it was one of those weird fringe blanket things that no one actually used to sleep on. They're supposed to be for decoration. Yeah.
And this is where he gets woken up by some loud music. And we see the girl working in her shop freaking out. Like, what is all this damn racket?
Yeah, that's where I got the two things conflated.
Yeah.
Because basically two things happen and they're the same thing. Why did he need to be asleep in the rave place?
And then randomly, the nerd takes his, his amp or whatever.
Overdriver or whatever it is.
And then they come in the bathroom, give him a robe, and then the guy just starts pissing on the toilet next to him.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much what happens. So awkward. Like, wow, I woke up drunk and suddenly there's someone peeing 10 feet from me. 5 feet from me.
And you see the old wacky... He's wearing like goggles and a hat with a glove on it.
Yeah, the hat is a glove.
Rave music.
It's a hat is just a glove that he stretched over the fucking top of his head. It's so stupid. It's the stupidest thing, and it's so 90s. It hurts. Everything here is trying so hard to be cool. It's like everything's to 11. It's the Spinal Tap of rave culture here. You got actual band, Fierce Female Diva or whatever, and then a bunch of other people like are referenced, like Utah Saints, and some other bands that are like actual bands apparently. But like Diddy Dog and some other stuff, I'm like, okay, but like they're trying so hard. It's obvious the people who made this movie have no fucking clue what's happening. They're just like, yeah, just play the music, whatever. It's all noise to them. It's so obvious. You can see right through it. Anyway.
Yeah. So like, pretty much everyone's in her apartment, and then they all leave, and he's jonesing for some booze, so he decides to steal or try to steal a 20 out of her purse with his mitts. She catches him, and she's like, just take it and get the hell out. So he kind of feels bad, but he still goes and buys booze and boozes up.
Yep.
Then he begs for change. He sticks his fake hands in his back pocket and shows his stump to people.
The trivia on IMDb says that every take they did, they actually made like $5 from unaware people who just donated actual money because they thought he was really homeless. True story.
So there you go, people. Put on some fake stumps. Go beg for money.
I'm pretty sure that's illegal, but...
he ends up getting enough money to get... He sees her at a diner.
Yes.
And she gives the money back, but she doesn't want the money.
Because she thinks panhandling's the same as stealing. Okay. Sure. Whatever, lady. It's just really rude.
And he saves the diner from an explosion.
Because the fucking chef's an idiot and left his pot hanging off his thing, and it fell off and knocked the exposed gas pipes that's sitting right next to the stove. And so he runs over and puts the already damaged hand that was stabbed by the knife on the pipe to, like, snuff out the gas. Because it was on fire.
They were kind of dicks. Like as soon as he walked in, he's like, "You're gonna get coffee and leave, right? You fucking bum."
He still saved them.
Yeah. And then they thought he was stealing the money, like that she left it there.
Yeah.
But no. But she forgot some shirts. Is basically the whole setup of this. And he comes to the club to give the shirts to her and passes out because he's a filthy fucking drunk.
Yep. Because he's going through withdrawals, and then he wakes up and he's like,
Yeah,
going through fucking alcohol withdrawals. It happens. It's a terrible thing. It's worse than most illegal drugs, actually.
So she decides to bring him home again and he can get off the booze and clean him up, and everything's going pretty good. And they meet the roommate again with his funky hat.
Sorry. Continue.
And he's talking about how he used to be. She sees the little article. He has a little newspaper clipping where he was going to be a big band, whatever. His ex-girlfriend's picture in there. But he starts hanging out with the neighbor who's a geek, and he's showing him his musical stuff. And then somehow they end up at a piano. They're going around. He's hanging out with her, hanging up flyers for the show. And he sees a self-playing piano, and he gets an idea. He pitches it to the landlord, who's a welder, and he gets little android hands, which were not what we thought they were going to be.
Because
I thought he'd be able to control them and play music.
The trailer made it sound like they gave him robot hands so he can do things, with just animatronic hands that just repeat the actions that he's recorded.
So
he writes the music by just pushing buttons and shit on the keyboard one at a time and layering the music, and then his robot hands will play them like at the right order. Like, it's actually a pretty ingenious thing if you think about it, but
so he still has to move the hands to hit the right keys, but then they're just pushing or whatever.
Yeah, they're just automatically, like a player piano, like you were saying. We're watching, like, it's just a player piano. Like, yeah, why couldn't they just get a player piano and pretend that he's pushing the keys? It's the same thing, right? I guess he has a little bit more creativity and control now, but it's still weird.
Yeah.
Animatronic hands. It lied to me. This movie fucking lied to me. That's why I'm so angry about it. It lied to me in the trailer.
So she tries to get him a gig at the club, and the guy basically is like, the owner's like, "Well, if you fuck me, I might." And she storms out.
Yeah.
The other neighbor hears that, who plays at the club. And he's like, "You should have him here." He's like, "Whatever," but
he also pointed out that he thought it was really shitty that he was just trying to fuck her for a favor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good on him for being like, for standing up for it. Like, dude, that's not cool and shit.
But the dude agrees for the guy to play or whatever. And then he gets another idea, which we don't see until he plays. He gets a full-on suit, which I guess is supposed to be all metal. It's clearly like a rubber suit, but it's supposed to be all metal.
And it's clearly just so they could have a different actor up there pretending to perform, so that he didn't have to work anymore. What it feels like is like halfway through this movie, he's like, "Fuck this shit," and left. And they filmed all those scenes with a body double from behind and in this suit, and that's the whole fucking movie. It's not true. He's in the movie. It's just, it feels like they replaced him for a bunch of shit.
I hope he's in the suit. I hope it was him.
I actually do hope it was him, because that would be totally, like, right in my fucking face, Like, screw you, skin slip, you're full of shit. Like, yeah, alright. Probably am.
But he gets on the stage, and the crowd loves it, and he's a full-on robot. He's cyber
Hold on. Fucking computer's making noise. Stop it. Stop. Alright, sorry. Try it again.
He takes the stage, a cyberstorm in his suit, and he just starts. Crowd goes fucking nuts. He's dancing around and shit.
It's actually a pretty energetic performance, and I had to say, considering that like a lot of electronic artists take on these weird personas and wear masks and get-ups and stuff, this movie's actually ahead of its time. Though, if I remember correctly, like Daft Punk was like starting to become famous originally around this time, right? The 90s. Anyway, I feel like I feel like it was on the horizon, these like characters being DJs and electronic musicians and stuff, and they kind of and I'll give credit to the movie for seeing that one visionary aspect of it and adopting that by the character. So I'll give them credit for that. They realized something that probably wasn't realized by the masses at that point in time in the zeitgeist. Now it's like everywhere. You got like that mouse guy or whatever, and like I said, like a bunch of other dudes with helmets and weird shit, and the guy's a fucking Lego guy helmet, and like yeah, there's a bunch of those people. I'm not into these scenes, so I only see photos every now and then on social media. So.
It's a Dead Mouse 5, Dead Mouse.
Oh, Dead Mouse 5? Dead Mouse 5? How do you say that?
I don't know.
I'm old.
And what's the other one? Marshmallow?
Oh, I know. There's this lady named Rez who has these crazy like LED glasses and shit. I mean, like
Yeah, I don't get it.
people who wear like weird like where's my luchador DJ? Damn it! Or electronic artists. There need to be a whole fucking bunch of dudes with like actual luchador masks who respect the culture and wear the capes. Anyway, sidetrack.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the getup, which is ahead of its time.
So the owner's like, "You think he'll go on tour with us? He's great." And then the neighbor's like, "Hey, I don't know. You should ask her. They're friends." And then he's like, "Oh shit!" He realizes it's who she tried to bring in.
Yeah, he done goofed. That's what he realized.
And during all this, there's a little romantic, little fucking going on between the girl and the guy. They're a couple now.
TJ and Amika, yeah.
Now that he's not a dirty homeless drunk.
Apparently.
And then we get just a lot of scenes of touring and like dancing,
and you slowly see his name creep up the poster.
Yeah.
As he's getting more and more popular. I mean, it makes sense to me. It's a really easy visual way of showing progress, right?
Wouldn't the idea of the poster, they're all there and they're all equal?
I guess, but there's someone's got to be on top. I get it. I get the idea and the concept of sound in a visual storytelling way,
And they end up in his hometown.
Dun, dun, dun.
Where she sees that he still has his ex-girlfriend's picture in his wallet. So she decides to go for a walk. And he blasts some really loud music to get the cops called, and just so his dad will show up. Yeah. And he's like, "Hey, Dad, I'm doing good. I'm a musician now." Dad's like, "All right, I'll be here tonight." Not the fact that you've been missing for months and I couldn't find you.
Or years, perhaps. We're not entirely sure. It's not clear.
So he's like, "Yeah, I'll show up." And then he does a little sound testing, and his ex shows up, and he meets up with her and says, "Oh, it's nice to see you. I hope you come." And then we see her leave and make out with a boyfriend. She's already moved on.
Yeah, that's why I say it could be years for all I know.
And then Christine's like, "Oh, don't you want to be with your girlfriend?" He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about? You're my girlfriend." Yeah. Oh, that's not sweet.
It's a really contrived moment. It's really bad. No one's acting well in the scene, and it's just like, it's really cringy.
And they're going to go out to dinner, and then he sees the security guards, or the 4 guys that chopped his hands off.
So then Owen astutely says, "Is this going to become a slasher film?" The answer is yes.
It starts to go that way. It gets creepy music. It's like first-person vision of him setting the speaker up against his grate, and he's planning all this stuff. He puts booze in there, and he
puts the overthruster thingy on there. So
yeah,
his friend, when they were packing to leave the tour, said, "Here, I want you to have this, but don't use it in an enclosed space."
Yeah.
And so, of course, he concocts a plan to get these fuckers in an enclosed space with a big-ass speaker.
And he wires it all up, and he locks them in, starts playing his show. He's rocking out, and then he hits the switch, and they start freaking out down there, grabbing their heads. I was really hoping their heads were going to start popping. And he sees his dad in the crowd, and he sees his new girlfriend, and he's just like, oh, and he yanks the wire out. Can't do it.
I'd like to point out to the audience who's listening to this later, that sound is Owen's cat eating.
Yeah, can't do anything about that.
No, just people are going to like, what the fuck's that noise? Well, there you go. That's his noise. Explains it. Because people will just be annoyed not knowing what it is. So there you go. It's his tag bumping like the food dish.
Yeah, I can control my chair squeaking. I can't control my cat eating.
Can't do anything about the cat, guys. Just wait until he's done eating here.
It's going to be a while.
trying not to taint the recording as much, least amount as possible, you know. Since we got to be all professional podcasters now, I think we could, and we're just recording this live to make it easier for you to edit. Are you done? Huh?
No, he's gonna be there a while.
Goddamn cat. Did you just want to talk over him then?
I guess so.
Chop out this little piece here. Alright. Go for it then.
I forgot where I was.
Oh yeah, so they're trapped in the room and they're like trying to battering ram the door open, but they're like all like agonizing because the sound is super loud and shit. But he gets oh my god, here's my favorite contrived bullshit part. He gets a change of heart in the middle of like playing. He just pulls the cable out, or the left side of his keyboard, which is later apparently repopulated by a completely different plug later. Anyway, so he pulls it out, and then the cards come stumbling out, and he's like points at them, and then his dad like waves his hands around, and his dad's like, "Oh, I get it. They took your hands."
Yep.
And then the credits roll.
Yeah, like instantly.
Like a minute later, the credits roll.
His dad leads him out. She runs up, kisses him, and then like an awkward cut right to credits.
Yep.
Even the music skipped.
Yep. And I ejected this movie so fucking fast. Oh my god. This movie was 1 hour and 48 minutes long. Or 42 minutes long. And it was a slog in the middle. I can't even describe to you how bad this acting was. He starts crying. I just wanted to laugh. It was so bad. And I kept repeating, like I said earlier, Christina Applegate chose this fucking movie. She chose this movie. It's gonna go in the outgoing pile. I can't rate it low enough. It's 1 star. It's not actually a 1-star movie. It's like a 2-star movie.
I give it a solid 3. I had a fucking blast.
Oh Jesus, of course you did.
I was fucking dancing.
I have to admit the performances were pretty energetic. I'm not gonna lie.
I was trying to find a pacifier.
Oh god,
glow sticks.
Jesus, that was not a good movie. Anyway, yeah. Do we have anything else to add to this?
I want to find the suit. You think it'll end up online for sale?
That's right. He wants to find the suit or the hands or the helmet. He wants something from this movie. He wants a prop. So if anybody's got any line on the props, drop us a line over at skinslip@gmail.
One of the flyers they were hanging up all around town.
Something. He wants a prop from this movie. He liked it apparently. I give it a 2-star. Reasonably, I give it 2.5 stars. It's a bad movie, but it's just on the borderline of good. Like, it could have been good if it was like 20 minutes shorter. Better acting.
I was hoping it was 3 hours. Where's the director's cut?
Now he's just trolling, guys. Now he's just trolling. So yeah, next week, or next episode, well, I shouldn't say next week. Next time we record, we'll be covering Escape from the Bronx, a.k.a. Bronx Warriors 2, by Enzo G. Castellari. Since we did the first one, 1990 Bronx Warriors, we might also cover the sequel. And you have New Barbarians also, right? You got the whole trilogy over there?
No, I only have Escape.
You gotta get New Barbarians, man.
Eh.
It's awesome. It's actually better than these two. It's the third in the series, man. You gotta get it.
It's not, though.
Okay, it isn't, but it is. Like, trust me. It's another Enzo G. Castellari film. Anyway, yeah, so that's what we're gonna cover next week. I actually have never seen this one. I've seen New Barbarians and 1990 Bronx Warriors, but I've never seen this, because this was the first time it got released here in the States outside of VHS. Thank you, Blue Underground. So yeah, that's that. Any last words, Owen?
Go watch Vibrations.
Go watch Vibrations.
Go rave out. Go rave from the grave.
If we ever became popular and we did like live recordings in like theaters, people would bring us copies of Vibration to sign.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention, we are now part of the Screaming Pods podcasting network. If you go to screamingpods.com, you can go listen to every episode that we've done that has been turned into a podcast. So 13 episodes on Monday will be the 13th episode. Or 12th episode, I can't remember which. Anyway, because what we do, guys, we actually record this every week, and then we take 2 of these episodes to make a podcast, in case no one's heard of it. It used to be on SoundCloud. SoundCloud's no longer existing because it was $20 fucking dollars. And this new set, and we got offered a much cheaper deal with for storage with Screaming Pods, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take that. It's way cheaper than what we pay through SoundCloud, and then we had 5 listeners on SoundCloud, and now we're on iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play, and you can go and subscribe to us to your favorite podcasting thing. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can go do that shit. I gotta update the descriptions now, so yeah. That's that. We're now over there. You can also listen to us on the web if you don't want to listen to us on your mobile device or whatever. Scream Pods! Yay!
Yeah.
We're part of the podcasting network. It's rad.
Listen to us in your vehicles.
Crash into people while listening to us.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I'm not responsible for that.
Well, I didn't say we're responsible. Anyway. We'll see you next week, guys. And, yeah. So I guess we'll have to use this episode soon, since we're in Screaming Pods now. Or you'll find out like 2 years from now when we finally catch up on episodes, this will drop, and you're like, wow, it took them that long? Like, yeah, by the way, we have like 90 recordings, 90 movies recorded for the show, and we've only released 12 episodes, which is only 24 of those. So we've got a back catalog we got to catch up on, so. Yeah, that's that. Say goodbye. Bye, Owen.
Bye, Owen.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time. My camera went out of focus for some reason. Hey, there we go. Okay. Bye.